everyone, this is Mobtv. I have a very great personality today, and there is something very remarkable about her story. Is the fact that she's someone who got support in Africa, in Nigeria precisely. You hardly get your family to support you in whatever you're doing. That is not the usual. Be a doctor, be a lawyer. The transfer of what they wanted to be in life, they give it to you, hand it over to you. They're your father and your mother, and they own you, and you don't have a choice. Don't be that. But this is an artist of a kind, a beautiful soul, and who decides to express the beauty of her soul through art. And the tops is she got supported by the family. Let me not just say everything. Welcome, Emma. Thank you so much for
Thank you so much for having me.
Really do appreciate you.
Thank you so much.
All right. In one way, one word, one sentence, can you define yourself?
Oh, it's a loaded question. Well, one of the first things I would say is just creative, really. A creative, an all-round creative, and that word is so encompassing because it just allows for expression, and I see myself as a person who allows myself to express whatever I see and reflect the times and just bring whatever is in my spirit and my soul out on canvas as well. So that's the best way I can describe myself.
Somebody who allows herself to express herself.
Yes.
So in that course of expression, you need to allow yourself.
Of course you do.
Oh, wow,
of
that's
course
fantastic.
you do.
Okay, so how did this come to you? Is it something you learned or it came naturally?
I think it came naturally. I had to learn it at some point, but it came naturally. At some point, I actually started off as a writer. So I would write everything. I started off loving stories, novels, books, and the rest and the likes. And at some point, I started drawing comics to put a picture to what I was writing. Yes, of course. So, and then I realized that the picture could tell 1,000 words within that story, and there were some ambiguities as well with some things I would draw. And so that was my gateway into drawing and painting, just seeing how I could tell the same stories, but with pictures and with photos as well.
Okay.
Yes.
At what age did you realize that you're a creative person?
Very early, very early. I think as early as even 5 or 6.
Okay.
5 or 6, and it really did come from the school I was in. That was elementary school as well. I was privileged to go to a very creative-centered school. It was here in Abuja, ICS.
Okay.
And the teachers would actually have these drawing sessions with the students as well, where they would make you just express yourself. And I realized very early that I had a bit of skill, a bit more skill than I should have at that age, and I just honed on it. Teachers honed on it, my parents honed on it, and I think that was it from there.
Okay, before your parents, the school. So this school actually helped develop that.
100%.
Wow.
100%.
Shout out to the school. I really do appreciate you. On behalf
Yes.
of we creative people that have been fighting the whole world, I appreciate you. Thank you for what you did to her. And okay.
Thank you.
Now, painting. Before painting, did you get to publish anything you wrote?
I did not, as a matter of fact. I was supposed to publish something at age 12. It was a book I had written on the transatlantic slave trade called The Port of No Return. So that was my first book I was about to publish.
At 12?
Yes, at 12.
You were already exposed to history?
Yes, I was. I did so much research on that, especially...
Tell me about the Port of No Return. Is it the one in Akwa Ibom or the one in Calabar or the one in Senegal or the one in Ivory Coast that's within Ghana? And
well, the story is situated in Calabar, the Calabar Akwa Ibom region, the riverine region as well, where the transatlantic slave trade took place as well. So I called it Port of No Return because at that point they took off into distant lands that they did not know of in hopes of finding something better. Some were abducted. So I took a protagonist and just decided to tell her story through everything as somebody. It's kind of fiction, non-fiction as well.
Do you still have the manuscript?
I don't. I lost it. But I tried to make a short story out of it as well.
I'm actually working on a documentary
Is it?
on slavery.
Wow. It's great.
So I've been to Akwa Ibom, the Bridge of No Return.
Really?
I've been to Mary Slessor's Island, that is in Cross River State. So that actually resonates with me.
Amazing.
Okay. I think you should publish that book.
I hope so.
Do it like refine it and do it in a very much more contemporary time. Like
Hopefully,
this.
if I have the time to as well.
Great, please.
Yes.
We are in the age of awareness right now. Okay, that's slavery. Yeah. So, Spainton, how did your parents take that when they realized that you were busy using crayon, pen, pencil, and every paper you lay your hands on, you're drawing something that you can't even express at that moment, because at 5 you virtually don't even know what it looks like. Yeah. So how did that come across to them as to having you be a medical doctor and a lawyer?
Of course. You know, it's actually shocking when I tell a lot of people that I was very science inclined. I didn't set out to be an artist, like, hey, I'm going to be an artist. From the jump, I wanted to be a doctor of my own accord. Oh. Yes, just from my own volition, I just wanted to be a doctor that happened to like art. So that was it. So we did, it's not like we set out and we're like, okay, I'm going to be an artist. I didn't even know that was a profession. I just knew that I liked it. But what I wanted to do was to be a hematologist at that time. Yes, because of my aunt. So I wanted to just go into the medical field somehow as well. And so that was how it was until I started drawing a bit more. Secondary school, I started entering some competitions. They started seeing that it's a bit more than just a hobby. And the first day I came to them and I said, I want to sell a piece. And it was like, oh, wow, so you're serious about this. But it was met with a lot of freedom. It was met with a lot of encouragement as well.
From them?
Of course, they backed it up 100%. It was even to the point they would show their friends as well. So they would show their friends, they would encourage it as well, that kind of thing. So as a child, when you see anyone older than you, especially your parents, support what you do and support your craft as well, it encourages you to think. It validates
doing
you.
The right.
Yes,
yeah, validation.
Validation is the word. It validates you. So even if you scribble something and your parent tells you this is $1 million scribble, you're going to believe it's $1 million, and it sets you up for the world and the way the art world is and the way the entire world is. If you believe in yourself and if your immediate family believes in you as well,
it's a huge springboard, like it's going to take you off.
100%, and I believe it's also a self-fulfilling prophecy, because when you believe that you are the greatest to ever do it, and you believe that I can be something and I can make a mark with whatever I'm doing, that belief just radiates at some point effortlessly.
Yeah, sure, it does.
And that was what I was privileged to have. So I can confidently say that no matter what or wherever I am in the arts game, that push I had very early on makes me understand that I can't not make it. I have to make it,
sure.
of course.
Definitely.
And it's not even from any pressure from them. It's just a very inbuilt belief that I've had.
Which they actually nurtured and watered.
Of course.
Because they're believing in you too. You never doubted what
I didn't
your expressions. You never had the opportunity to doubt them. Like, be like, will this thing pay? Will it make sense? But because your mom said it's nice, then it's nice. They were like God. Anything they say is good is good.
Yes.
What they say is bad is bad.
I mean, there were some things they didn't 100% understand as well.
Okay.
Yes, the technical aspects of the art world as to perhaps why an abstract piece, not everybody understands abstract, why an abstract piece could sell for like maybe ₦1 million. Let's just put it in naira, and it's like, why would you sell that? There were some questions, but it's like, do you? Do you? But I don't understand that, but still do you? So that was how it was.
But I believe now they're understanding.
Oh no, they get it now.
Oh, so that's great. Okay, so in that regard, we'll talk about the market of art. Art is a long-age thing in African history, like starting from the tattoos our forebearers did on their body. That's art, and to the identical marks on the face. That's still an expression of art. Till this time time before now, and from the Western world, I think they escalated it. So there is a market for it right now. But in Nigeria, it's not that a huge market. So what do you make of that?
Well, I feel like it's a rising market in Nigeria.
Definitely.
Yeah, it's definitely rising. We're still, we have some great pioneers, pioneering artists, as it were, right now that are pushing that notion forward of art. So I believe that with time, yes, we have been art inclined in our own way, the Ife and the art history of Nigeria and all that. It died down for a bit because of probably immediate needs. There's not much time to appreciate aesthetics and stuff. But the way the culture is moving right now, we have some brilliant artists that are moving the culture forward. So I think with time, it's gonna start becoming a very big deal.
Okay, so are you always going to do this?
Going to paint?
Yes.
Of course.
What do you see? What is your bigger picture for art? What is your bigger picture?
I think the bigger picture for any artist should be, number one, to reflect the times, like Nina Simone would say. An artist should be able to reflect the times. So as long as there are things going on around you, you should be able to reflect that with your work. And the second thing I feel like, the second big picture I see is to be one of the people pushing the collective conscious forward. And what I mean by that is that everything we know right now, I want to bridge the gap between the known and the unknown, and that's the job of any artist.
Yeah.
The things you know and the things you don't know yet. The artist's job is to bridge that gap between it and to make you see things that you otherwise wouldn't have seen that way as well. So I feel like by the grace of God, I'm going to keep bridging that gap as well into the unimaginable and the things we know now as well, and just keep reflecting the times. That's the big picture I see for myself.
Okay, so what about the picture as regard the market? Like, do you envisage building an art exhibition home where people walk in and collect art, buy art, get inspired, get it's an act of escapism too. Yeah, if you're a lover of art and walk into an art gallery, you're actually going to feel better. So do you have such intentions?
I feel the best thing I can say now is that time will tell. I can't really see anything for now, but I definitely want to do things that people can appreciate with art. Yes, at some point. So.
Oh, that's great. That's great. So there is hope coming from her, but which is still in not painted out correctly. Okay. You are studying clinical psychology. How do you want to marry the both?
Well, I feel there's so much to talk about with the conversation of mental health, actually. Mental health is a huge topic. And as a matter of fact, some of the greatest artists have honed off of that topic as well. So I feel like it's almost perfect. You can't think about mental health without thinking about expression. Because mental health really studies expression. It studies your behavior, it studies your actions, it studies the space in your mind as well. So the problem most of those people have is your mode of expression as well. And as an artist, when you're able to see that as well, ideas come. I don't want to paint it in a way like you're benefiting off people's pain and disorders and stuff like that.
But they are there already, so.
They are there, but in some way it helps you shed some more light on it. Because with my art now, and marrying it with mental health, I could paint something that people could relate to. I could paint maybe pictures of hope, or pictures of, maybe relatable pictures as well. The human experience is so vast.
Very broad.
Yes, it's the human experience, and people love to relate to things. So that's how I feel it's almost the perfect marriage, really.
So from your from your empire of art and mental health, we hope to see pictures that will resonate with people and what they're passing through.
Of course.
Both in the negative and in the positive side of it.
Mostly positive.
Mostly positive, like to lift them, yeah?
Yes, of course.
Yeah, we also hope to see inspirational. Okay, that's great, because since art is an expression and mental health, you are exposed to a lot of mental health issues. Like, it's a good marriage. It is a perfect marriage. So, okay, then how has it been, the struggle, the challenges? What are the challenges you've faced, regardless of family supporting you? What is the greatest challenge you've faced in this journey so far?
You mean with art?
With art, yeah.
With art, I would say the greatest challenge I face would be myself, really. You know, I mentioned at the beginning that somehow you need to overcome yourself and allow yourself, right? The greatest challenge for any artist is self, because you are the only one that can stop yourself or prompt yourself to do something as well. So in terms of artist block, if you're familiar with the term, where you cease to receive inspiration as you should, yeah, that could be a very huge challenge as well. I feel like, if anything, not really hate towards the art or lack of support.
What causes that?
Nobody knows really.
Oh, really?
I'm not sure anybody can pinpoint it, but could just be life, could just be experiences, could just be your brain needing some rest, could be anything. But sometimes your creative brain just goes into a fog, and it's almost like torture for any artist, because you feel the need to produce something.
Yeah,
when
and it's
you're
not there.
Yeah, and your mind says, I need to rest right now. So that's the small dilemma, I would say.
Okay, now lastly, about your exhibition. A few days ago you had an exhibition.
Yes, I did.
Why did you have that?
Why?
Yeah, why?
Well, I mean, I've been working on a series called The New Classic.
Okay.
And this is the first of its kind. It's just recontextualizing and reimagining current European masterpieces as we know it into more Afrocentric pieces as well. And I felt like that had a very strong message with it, because it helps you see beauty in another form. So, I mean, you can't do something like that and hide it inside your room. I wanted to showcase that to some people, start a conversation as well, help people open up their minds to other standards of beauty, which is the Black culture as well. I'm very huge on that. That's why I call myself an Afro-surrealist artist as well. So that's it. So that's why I had the exhibition, to just start that conversation.
Okay, you said the Black culture. Yeah, I think, wouldn't it be an African culture?
Sorry?
Wouldn't it be an African culture?
The African culture especially.
Okay. Yeah. So you are huge on promoting the African culture. What do you want to see come back? Because I know we've lost a lot of things. So what do you really want to see come back in our culture?
I would say the things that we've lost can't be compared to what is being produced now.
Sure.
There's a huge wind. I'm not sure what it is. It has to be from God. There's a huge wind that's come upon Africa and this generation of Africans that almost wipes out everything that we've seemed to have lost in the past. We see ourselves going far and wide without any efforts, because the world wants Africa. The world is seeking for a sort of return to a root. And the closest thing and the best thing that they can see right now is that there's a flavor to Africans. There's something that their spirits can identify with. And so right now we are needed. We're needed to express ourselves in the best, I mean, very unashamedly as well.
You're preaching right
now. So no, that's just the way I feel.
No, but honestly, I quite connect with this 100%.
Yeah.
I am a Pan-Africanist,
of course.
Honestly. So, and the journey backwards is huge, is unforeseen. People are appreciating being African right now in the moment, but we're still hopeful. There's a lot of work to do.
There is.
And I'm grateful and I'm thankful that also you are part of this journey into restoring what we've really lost a lot. Our civilization, our values, a lot of things are lost. Yeah. We need to regain them. Thank you. Thank you so much for being you. Thank you for all that you do. We are looking out for you.
Thank you.
So now, conquering you, please, if you want us to join all our strength to help you go, because I like to see you present the things we've lost, depict them in art, express them. We are honestly looking out for you.
Of course, and you should be on the lookout because the next collection that I have after this new classic series is, okay, I'm not going to say it, but it's something to look out for. It's something that that will bring us back to the road. That's the best way I could say it.
So when are we expecting that?
There's no time frame yet, but I'm looking at next year.
Right. Thank you, ma'am, for coming around. We really do appreciate you, ma'am.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, she is the mother of this great art. In fact, you're an artist, everything put together. She's the mother of this great art. And when I heard about the story behind her journey and how supportive you've been, I felt like the world needs to hear you because it is hard. I keep emphasizing on this because I am a witness. I'm not telling another person's story. It's so passionate and it's so personal to me that a mother, what people could regard as, is it not drawing? Is it not drawing? What do you want to make of drawing? So Mama, tell us, how did you convince yourself to support her?
For me, there's no hard and fast rule to anything in life. I believe in supporting children, encouraging them once you are very clear they're on the right path. And then do your bit as parents. The Bible is clear on this.
Yeah.
Teach a child in the way he should and must go. As they grow up, they will never depart from it. Okay. We got this. Well, it was a long time. I've been a banker. You know, bankers.
No
time. But I try all the time. We'll come back late. You leave very early. She went to ICS. It's American. It's like they bring out the best in you. They try. They believe that everybody has something. You may call it rubbish, but for them it's not. Just bring it out.
Wow.
Bring it out. They are going to work with the children. They work with the children to bring out what they have. Now, when it comes out, the world will now say, was it good or not? Bring it out. There's something in you. You feel, oh, I don't want to say it. No, you should. That is how I want to say ICS brings out International Community School.
Yeah.
Brings out the best in every child. And they try to involve the parents. You must always be there. For me, don't leave out anything. I don't say, oh, she'll do her homework. No. Even if I come back late, we're going to see, we'll go back. What have you done? Now, okay, this is fine. Should have done, can add this. You are involved. I've always been involved in anything my children do.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, she's the first for me. I'm involved in everything to do. So I know. Now, for the arts thing, like I was talking about, she left ICS for secondary school, British Nigerian Academy. Now, one of the teachers, Mr. King, said, Mommy, do you know that your daughter draws? She draws so I said, okay, fine. Then when we go for this, you see, her paintings as small, 10, 11, 12, were adorning the halls of the school. I said, is she that drawing? I said, Mommy, see, that's your daughter's thing. I said, You understand? And then I never gave her a chance in this thing. I don't understand how painting and drawing came in. She is queen of letters. English.
Oh.
Talk about writing. 2015, at 15, I was going to be 15, she won, what was that? UBA essay national essay competition. That was the girl, Emediong Uko. She won out of 3,256 entries.
You did talk about that.
Well, it was a
And because I did graduation,
So, yeah,
I
it's
never gave this one thought. I didn't get it about painting.
Yeah.
If you talk about, she was writing a book.
Yeah. At 12.
She lost that book on the flight. She didn't tell us. We were going to Florida. The thing that took us to Detroit, our boxes didn't come.
Oh.
And every manuscript was in
there.
that bag. Up till today, we couldn't. Two boxes.
You couldn't get it.
no.
She lost that manuscript, and manuscript is manuscript.
It is.
She was going to continue there. It was going to be a book. That's the thing she talked about. But we lost it forever, but it's okay.
No, but it's still in
It's
you.
still there.
Oh no, sure. Sure.
It's still
Make
there.
our time to
I
do that.
will.
Right,
I will.
We'll talk about writing, but this is a new thing, and this is now taking the stage.
The painting.
This is taking the stage. So, what do I do? Let her flow. Let her flow. Let children flow. They get themselves somewhere. You don't have to be, hey. I asked her 215, 216, 214, 215. Well, we went for summer again. I said, what do you want to? What would you like to do? What profession? Say, medical doctor. I'm one of the parents that I didn't talk her out of it. I just really wanted to know. Because it's like, doctor, everybody, doctor. No, I'm seeing something else.
It's very
They
true.
did some assessment in arts 44,
So,
science 41. I picked that. Don't you think you can do better
This way.
any other way than what you want to go to? I said, I give you 2 days, think. Well, that's the only time the family comes together, summer. Okay. So she just said, Mom, I have an answer, doctor. No problem. 2:15. We're back to Florida, summer. Are you still having that thing again? I just want to be sure.
That she knows what she
Yes. Said, that's it. Okay, fine. Went to school in America. I think Cookman. They have to do 4 years on the undergrad and then 8 years. After 1 year, mommy, I don't want to be here. And she doesn't want to be in America anymore.
Oh, wow.
And you've paid very huge, you understand, for 1 year. She don't want that. She won't stay here. And like I told you, a mother, you have to be very alert to body movements and everything about the child. You have to be very careful. And I said, if a child tells you, I don't want to be here, you didn't listen. See that she goes the other way, or you just lose the child.
Yeah,
but she told you. Then I called it that. I said, Emediong wants to waste money. 1 year ago, she wants to. So we moved. We moved somewhere. She gave me a move that called my friend. We got something.
Yeah.
She started it.
the art took her from there.
The art took off. And that's it.
Yeah.
Now took off from there.
The
She
thing-
entered she did the painting, Lagbaja. The thing now entered the biggest museum in the East Mediterranean.
Near East region.
Near Israel. It's there today. Was accepted into that hall. That was where
Everything went well.
he blew.
She was going. She thought she knew where she was going. But God was just taking her.
That's
Her
right.
discomfort in the US was her journey to find what she
What I
feels
really
is
wanted
meant
to do, of course.
And this gives you more satisfaction, right?
Of course, it does. It really
then-
does.
And I want to say, when a child is comfortable in where she is, where he or she is, you get the best.
Yeah.
You just get the best.
Sure.
Because she's rolling where she is. She's fine. And she told me something. She She said that, well, psychologists, clinical, people will come. That do I know that colors, paintings, heal people? The same way they said, put music, put on the music, it heals.
Yeah.
There are colors, certain colors, they
Stimulates.
Yeah, can stimulate any. If you were forgetful, some things can come up and trigger your brain. You remember.
Very
something.
true.
Color actually speaks to us.
Does.
Life is colorful.
It is.
I tell people life is not white and black. There is popular light, there is pink, there is green. Everything speaks to us human beings. So, but it's just that I think because of what we've passed through in the heights of colonization, we've just lived a very straight life. White or black, make money and go to sleep, wake up and make money, die, train your children. It has just become, we don't even breathe. We don't enjoy what colors and vegetations and everything speak to us. Color actually does. It does a great work. Yeah. Thank you so much, Ma, for being a mother. Thank you for being supportive. Thank you. And I think mothers out there, I think you should learn. Because when she said something very remarkable, when you allow a child flow, she will be at her best. You know, because a child started carrying camera as a child. No, you don't do that. You don't do that. Let them flow. Let them flow. From okay,
I'll tell you another story about myself.
okay.
Yeah, check things when you're talking about when your child is doing something. Check things, please. I was telling her just yesterday that I never knew I would end up a banker.
Whoa.
I'm a pure scientist. Science is in university. But fate was
Taking you.
picking something in me. I ended up as a banker. When they see me, everybody, hey, so what do you, I never started banking for one day. Courses, yes. I will go for Harvard, to Harvard for course, banking course. Out, you do courses and grow. I got to a bit deputy general manager before the post-consolidation came. I never started banking. But at that point, I now found myself, and then when you're in your tough, your own
Yeah, sure. All right, that is great. Thank you so much. I can't thank you enough. Thank you, Emma, for letting yourself express yourself.
Right.
And thank you viewers for watching. This is so inspiring. It is so fascinating to hear these stories, and they are very, very personal to me. They connect, they resonate, and I believe you have your stories and you have your challenges. You have the things you want to do, but culture, family system, they are pulling you back. They are pressing you down like which press people in the night. Please rise. Rise in Jesus' name. And parents, please stop pressing your children. Stop extending or pushing what you thought you would have become in life to them. Nah, let them flow. She said, let them flow. They'll be out of it. Thank you so much, and thank you for being around. Thank you for watching. If you have any comment, put down in the comment section below, and bye for now.